Hello, second grade friends. Are you excited to continue with our ocean theme this week? I know I am. Maybe tomorrow we should wear beach theme day. Oh, I like that. So wear all your beach theme things tomorrow. All right, so today you should have just watched a video about mind mapping. And so we are gonna do a mind map of the book that we are just about to read. So for mine, I am gonna write oceans in the middle of my page. And then I'm gonna do this kind of like wavy-ish kind of deal. Yeah, that looks good. And then off of it, I want you to do let's do 4 bubbles. And so for this one, I'm gonna say waves. And you'll do this throughout the story. So I'm just doing it now to show you an example, but I want you to do this throughout the story. And so waves, and then I'm gonna put everything that I learned about waves. So like, say, I'll put wind causes them mostly. And then say I find that waves are constantly moving. And so just put as much as you learn about each of the topics. So this might look something, I said 4, like this. And then you can have as many or as little, at least 1 off of each bubble. But if you want, like say you learned a lot about one topic that you really enjoy, you could do that. And you can also do topics off of topics. And then say like you also want to do like little pictures with it so then you can remember. I know I like to do pictures, so you are more than welcome to do that too. All right, shall we get to our story? Today's story, is The Magic School Bus on the Ocean Floor. So you might have seen these movies. These are really fun movies if you ever get a chance to watch them. All right, here we go. All right. So The Magic School Bus on the Ocean Floor by Joanne Cole and illustrated by Bruce Degan. What do you notice about these end pages? What do you think is going to happen? Let's go figure out. The ocean animals and plants are labeled only at their first appearance within the story. Oh, okay. So, just like in the last book, how we learned about the diagraph, this is kind of like a diagraph, only it's only labeled. So when we see a animal or a plant, it's gonna have its name somewhere around it. So like here's a seahorse, a starfish, a sea star, a mussel, or a sea anemone. All right. So there's a lot of words on this page. This is a graphic novel. A graphic novel is kind of like a comic book, only graphic novels in one book go through a whole story. Comic books have a bunch of series and end up at a story through different comic books. So I'm going to start. How I'll do this is I will read the big words and then I will read what the characters are saying and then I'll read the stuff around it. Okay, so It was the end of the day and it was hot in school. We had been working for hours on our ocean science projects. All our work made Miss Frizzle very happy, but it made us very tired and hot. Wow, it's hot today. Not Miss Frizzle's dress. Yeah, it's cool, man. If you see Miss Frizzle's dress, she has fans on it and ice cubes and snow. And so and then I'll read all their projects. Project Protect Our Oceans Scrapbook by Wanda and Phil. Models of Sea Urchins by Gregory. I made these out of clay and toothpicks. Sea urchins crawl on the sea bottom. They eat plants. They have sharp spikes and protect them. Okay, I have a quick story. There's one time that I was in the ocean with my dad and my brother, and we ran into some of these sea urchins. Where's the camera? We had these in our fingers and our toes and our legs, and they are not fun to step on, I'll tell you that. All right, let's go to the next page. And so just so you know, in your mind map, that is something that is a fact. So if you want to, you can put like a sea urchin bubble, and then off of it, you could say something that you learned about the sea urchins. Okay, ready? Doesn't learning about oceans make you happy? Actually, it makes me feel it makes me feel kind of crabby. Okay, I noticed that this bubble and this bubble are different. This means that Miss Frizzle is talking out loud, and this is like a thought bubble. So he's just thinking this. He's not actually saying this. Okay, and then if we go to his projects, hermit crabs live in snail shells. A hermit crab finds an empty snail shell. The crab moves in. When the crab gets too big, it looks for a bigger shell. What we feed hermit: raw fish, chopped up, raw shrimp with the shell left on. All the oceans of the world are really one huge ocean by Rachel. The oceans of the world are all connected. Together, they form one world ocean. Oh, that's cool. So this is a map of the ocean, or of the world. And this isn't actually how our world is. It's not flat. It's actually a globe, kind of like a ball. And it spins. And so when it spins, it keeps all of this water and all of our land in place. And so all this right here connects to this side, and this side connects up. Wait, no. Yeah, no, it's just this side connects to this side. Earth is a watery planet by Wanda. There is more water than land on Earth. Oceans cover almost 3/4 of the planet. Wow, that's a lot. We were putting the finishing touches on our display about how ocean animals swim when someone said, "I wish we could go swimming." And so up here, Swimmers of the Ocean by Shirley, John, and Ralph. Fish sweeps tail and side to side. Whale moves tail up and down. Jellyfish opens body like an umbrella, then closes rapidly to jet upward. Squid takes in water and forces out the to jet forward or backward. This is my sculpture of ready? We're going to sound this one out because it's really long. Huma huma nuku nuku apua. A fish that lives in Hawaii. The name is longer than the fish. By Alex. Scallops. Open and closes shell rapidly to move. Okay, reading up here. Miss Frizzle looked up. Without warning, she said, "As a matter of fact, children, I've been planning a class trip to the ocean for tomorrow." Everybody cheered. Sometimes having a weird teacher isn't so bad. Did she say ocean? Where we can swim and play? Is she serious? Don't ask, just pack your beach bag. So up here, Why is the Ocean Salty? By Tim. Much of the salt is in the ocean water comes from, I messed up again. You know how I do that. Much of the salt in the ocean water comes from rocks. Rocks have salt in them. When rocks are worn down by water, the salt goes into the water. Oh, and then they did like a little science project over it. That's really cool. Most of the salt in the ocean is the same kind we put on our food. The next day, everyone showed up in their bathing suit on board the old school bus, and Frizzy started the engine. We were ready for a day of fun in the sun. I can't wait to go swimming. I'm going to build a sandcastle. Boy, are we lucky. When we finally came to the beach, we wanted to jump off the bus. But guess what? Miss Frizzle didn't stop. She kept right on going past the lifeguard station, across the sand, and down to the water's edge. Hi, I'm Lenny the lifeguard. Here's a picture of me saving a third grader last summer. Hey, where are we going? Isn't she supposed to park in the parking lot? Where does sand come from? By Phoebe. Sand is formed by rocks. When rocks break apart and crumble into bits. Each grain of salt is really a tiny piece of rock or shell. We are now in the intertidal zone, said Mrs. Frizzle. That is the part of the shore that is covered with water at high tide and uncovered at low tide. Here I am saving a grandmother, and this is my famous rescue of Muffy, a beloved pet animal. Tides rise and fall every day. When the water near shore rises and gets deep, it is high tide. When the water falls and gets shallow, it is low tide. High tide, low tide. Tides are caused mostly by the pull of the moon's gravity on the earth and its oceans. Out of the windows, we saw tide pools, puddles of water left on shore. When the tide goes out, we were hoping the Frizz would let us out, but no such luck. She kept driving full speed ahead. She said we were going to the beach. No, she didn't. She said we were going to the ocean. I guess she really meant it. And so up here, they have a little map of where they are. So in the ocean, if this is the ocean right here, and this is the beach usually where you lay down, this is a little tide pool that is actually in a picture right here. And it has all those names of those different animals and plants. And so they are right here right now. As the bus splashed through the waves, the lifeguard blew his whistle. Frizzy didn't stop, so he came rushing out to rescue us. Pardon me, please, I have to rescue that bus. What makes waves? By Flory. Most of the waves we see are caused by wind. The stronger the wind, the bigger the waves. A breeze makes little ripples. A strong wind makes large ripples. Suddenly, a mysterious wave rose up. Miss Frizzle opened the door of the bus, and the lifeguard was swept inside. Outside the windows, we saw nothing but rushing water. We screamed and closed our eyes. Hi, I'm Lenny the lifeguard. Oh, great. I feel safer already. We're going under. Class, the best way to learn about the ocean is to see it up close up. Not this close. When we finally opened our eyes, everything was quiet. We were under the ocean, and there had been a few small changes. The bus had turned into a submarine, and everyone was wearing a diving suit. We should have known we were on another one of Miss Frizzle's crazy class trips. Don't worry, kids. I'll save your lives. That's my job. Maybe later. Miss Frizzle is just getting started. Nothing can stop her now. Right away, Miss Frizzle started talking about the ocean. We are now passing over the continental shelf, she said. That's the area that stretches from the shore to where the water is 400 to 600 feet deep. Class, the water is getting deeper and deeper. Ocean science is too deep for me. What is continental shelf? By Cameron. All around the edge of the world's continent, the land slants down and is covered by ocean water. The underwater land is called the continental shelf. A New Word by Dorothy Ann. A continent is one of the 7 main masses of land on the earth. And these are the different continents. We live right here. Miss Frizzle decided this is a good moment for us to get out of the bus. Thank goodness we had air tanks. All around us were fish, and more fish. Many kinds of fish swim in large groups called schools of fish, said Miss Frizzle. How Can Fish Breathe Underwater? By Amanda Jane. People have lungs that take oxygen from air. Fish have gills that can take oxygen from water. And so she has a little diagram of how that works. Water flows into the fish's mouth, then the gills and out through the slits in the fish's sides. Look, a school of fish. Look, a school of children. I wish we had a bus. Down below, on the muddy bottom, lobsters were catching crabs. Starfish used their arms to pry open clam shells, and jellyfish floated past, catching small fish with their stinging tentacles. The ocean was teeming with life. Most of the seafood we eat comes from here on the continental shelf. Arnold, I thought it came from the supermarket shelf. Remember, he's thinking that because it's a thought bubble. Q, that also means question. So Q, when is a fish not a fish? A, when you see an A like this, that can also mean answer. When it's a jellyfish. By Gregory. A true fish is a backbone, gills, and fins. Has a backbone, gills, and fish. Some animals are called fish, but they are not. Actually, they are invertebrates, animals without backbones. Here are some of them. There's a jellyfish, a sea star, also called a starfish, and shellfish, which are scallops, mussels, snails, and crabs. You also might see their shells on the beach. Sometimes when they pass away or if they gotten eaten, their shells will come up to the beach and we pick them up, and they're so pretty, aren't they? All right, so for the next pages, I'm just gonna show the page like this. And if you see something really cool, go ahead and read it. But for most of the rest of the pages, I'm not going to read them anymore. Okay, actually, I'll start reading these ones again. Nearby, a school of dolphins leaped past. In the distance, we saw a whale. Everything seemed normal. Then we noticed that something weird was happening. The bus was getting flat. Mammals in the Sea by Flory. Animals such as dolphins, whales, seals, and walruses are not fish. They are warm-blooded animals like horses, dogs, and human beings. Most fish lay eggs, but mammals do not. Mother mammals give birth to live young and feed their babies with milk. Hi, I'm a mammal. Small world, isn't it? So are we. So now they're at the top of the open ocean, which is just in the top of the waves. As usual, Miss Frizzle was the only one who stayed calm. She drove us to an open current, and we were swept along in the fastest moving water for thousands of miles. After a while, we saw our beach again. Tell me, kids, is your bus always like this? Well, it's never been a boat before, and it's never been flat before, but otherwise, it hasn't changed. Keep your balance, class. Rivers in the Ocean by Phoebe. Parts of the ocean flow like rivers. These moving areas are called ocean currents. Everyone, stay on the bus, shouted the Frizz. On the bus was right. It had turned into a giant surfboard. This is the greatest rescue of my career. Congratulations, Lenny. We knew you could do it. Who do big waves break near shore? Why do big waves break near shore? By Cameron. In shallow water, the ocean bottom drags on the lower parts of the wave and slows it down. The upper parts keep going fast, so it falls over and breaks. Top keeps going fast. Bottom slows down. We had to stand on top of it, and we were riding a wild wave straight toward the shore. Hooray! We're surfing! Cowabunga! Hang 10, class. Could I just hang one? Oh no! It was a giant wipeout. The whole class went under. The next thing we knew, we were washing up on the sand. Thanks to me, we are safe now, children. Tell me, does your teacher always dress like that? Not always. Sometimes she looks totally outrageous. Glug. Our driving suits were gone, and the bus was itself again. There it is, sitting in the parking lot, as if nothing had happened. We thanked Lenny for everything and hit the road. We couldn't take a picture. Could you take a picture, please? I've never saved a whole class before. Okay, everybody smile and wave. Back in our class, we made a terrific chart of the ocean for a bulletin board. Hey Arnold, wasn't that surfboard great? I like bulletin boards myself. And then over here, hey, I've got a sand collection. He's pouring sand out of his shoes. By then, we were definitely ready to go home. Thank goodness it was Friday. After that class trip, we really needed a weekend off. I'm exhausted, and my dad's taking me to the beach tomorrow. Don't worry, it's supposed to rain. Whew! Oh no, look at her dress. Don't worry, dinosaurs aren't around anymore. Uh-oh. And so here it says, our letters to Congress. To our congressmen and women, please make laws to save our oceans. Don't let people dump poisonous and untreatable sewage or spill oil in our precious oceans. Ocean mammals are beautiful and intelligent animals. They need our protection. The end. And here's the last end page. Miss Frizzle getting in the shower. All right, guys, I know that was a long story, so I am so proud of you for hanging in there. I hope that your mind map turned out beautifully. I cannot wait to see it. Make sure you look back in a week to see if I put any feedback on it, because I love going through all of your projects. I like putting in a little bit of feedback or just a little note of like what you're doing right and what you might need to improve on. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.